Greetings, my excellent friends. The Dead Monk welcomes you to Purgatory. And let's talk about review bombs. So, most of the time there's an accusation of review bomb. I think it's ridiculous. And just, once there's all this media buzz about a review bomb, once it gets publicity, I think that's when it actually starts. For example, Astral Chain, game on the Nintendo Switch, just came out. And, well, we have this here accusing that Astral Chain is being review bombed on Metacritic. And they give a reason for it too. They say it seems as though Astral Chain is being review bombed simply because it's a Nintendo Switch exclusive. And they give zero justification for that conclusion. What's your reason by one, thinking it's a review bomb, and two, knowing the reason for it? They don't give one. I saw multiple articles, here's just one more. It says the same thing. In fact, such game was a review bombing the game with negative reviews because it's a Nintendo Switch exclusive. Same claim, with the same lack of evidence. So I went on Metacritic to see, and just going to user ratings. The ratings are extremely polarized. But I bet a lot of that is because of the publicity that this alleged review bomb got. But you have no way of knowing what the justification was for a user leaving a score unless they actually leave a review. I mean, even then, they could lie. But if we just click on the negative ones, there really aren't that many reviews. These are all the negative ones. And I read through all of these. Not one mentions it being a Nintendo Switch exclusive. I mean, if we just search, let me make that a little bigger. If we just search for the word Switch, no, that's Switch Player, yeah. This one mentions the Nintendo Switch, gave it a 0, and says the Switch died during a fight on Chapter 8. So, games are worth a 0 because you have a faulty Nintendo Switch? I mean, it's a dumb reason for a 0 review, but it's not because it's a Switch exclusive. And you know what, there were a couple of other mentions of Switch in there. Yeah, probably one of these where you expand it. But nobody says anything about this being a Switch exclusive. And maybe there are a lot of people on this giving bad reviews who haven't even played the game. Or maybe there are people giving it bad ratings because it's a Switch exclusive, but you can't just assume that any bad review is part of some review bomb. It's absolutely idiotic. You're not even allowed to criticize anything. I mean, these people that give it low scores, they give reasons for it. They have justification. Now, to you, that might not be worthy of giving it a 0 or a 1, but you know what, there are a lot of people out there, and this includes all these people in the positive that almost universally gave it a 10. But there are a lot of people out there where either it's a 10 or a 0, or 1, depending on what the lowest scores you can give. Some people it's one extreme or the other. That's a lot of people that look that way. That would never give a game or a movie a 6, a 7. Nope. It's the lowest score, it's the minimum score, the maximum score. That's it. Nothing in between. It's black or white, 0 or 1, true or false. It's all binary. No. It's not black or white. There's grey in there too. There are also a bunch of colours. You also have to consider that everyone has a different view on things. To some people, if you're going to give a scale from 0 to 10, then 5 would be average. Other people think 5 is crap, and that 7 or 8, that's average. Now, when it comes to video games, I think that has to do with the shill media, all the video game magazines who eventually stopped giving any game, unless it was really bad, less than a 7, because they didn't want to piss off the publishers. They wanted to keep getting all their access to everything, free games, get them all early so they can review them. And if you're given low scores, publishers are less likely to give you access to their stuff. I mean, it's the same way in movies. We all know about the shill media. But I think because of that, people now think that 7 is average. Whatever. So, Yeah, to some people, 7's average. To some people, 5 is average. Personally, I think giving a rank scale 0 to 10 is just whatever. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or meh. That's fine. Anyway, you can't just assume all negative criticism is review bombing. But as I said, due to all the publicity this got, and there were lots of other articles, I just pulled up 2. But due to the publicity this got, that drove a lot of these extra reviews in there, or at least extra ratings. And how is giving something a 0 without playing it any worse than giving it a 10 without playing it? It's the same thing. Alright, but I have no opinion on this game. I haven't played it. I have been playing Fire Emblem. It's been accused of the same thing, of getting review bombed for being a Switch exclusive. I didn't go look at all the reviews for that, but I'm guessing it's the same thing, where there's really no evidence of that. Maybe there's some truth, but I bet it's just wild claims without anything to back it up. And Fire Emblem, I can completely understand people being disappointed with that game. It's fine, but it's far from being the best Fire Emblem game that I've played. I've played most of them, and it looks nice, but running around that damn monastery over and over, it's so frustrating. I just want to have some battles, play the game, advance. No, you have to break all the time to run around in this damn monastery. Anyway, what is this all leading up to? Well, if something that the critics think is good, but it gets a bunch of negative scores from users, if that's a review bomb, well then, this is a review bomb. Dave Chappelle's new special came out, a week ago? Yeah, August 26th on Netflix. Sticks and Stones. Rotten Tomatoes, 0%. Well, why isn't this a review bomb? Because users, if we look at IMDb, 8.4 on there, so users seem to like this. And I watched it. I wouldn't say it's his best routine, but Dave Chappelle's always funny. It has a lot of good stuff in there. Yeah, a couple little bits fell flat for me, but yeah, I thought it was nice and funny. It's hard for Dave Chappelle to not be funny. So yeah, users out of 4,500 on IMDb, 8.4. That means a very high percentage of people thought it was very good. Whereas, according to critics, 0. Now granted, this is with just 5 reviews, but hey, if early reviews are in and they're all negative, must be a review bomb. If users can review bomb, so can critics. So yeah, all 5 reviews right there. And I have no idea what kind of name that is. But I read a couple of these reviews that said almost the same thing, basically. Oh yeah, a lot of stuff was funny, blah blah blah. Oh, but one joke, I found it offensive. It made me very upset, so nope. The special was very bad, don't watch it. Yeah, whatever. If he's making fun of people the entire show, why is it that all of a sudden he makes fun of one particular person and you can't do that? No. Either everybody's allowed to be made fun of and no one is. And that was one of the big points he made in his special, is that you should be allowed to make fun of everyone. No one is above humor. But I just thought of something else. Maybe it's not really a review bomb. So if you look at all these people, I don't know what kind of name this is. Alki? Ringdefo? Yeah, I don't know. But, alright, we have Allison Herman here. Kyle Smith. Garrett Martin, that's definitely a white guy. And Inku Kang. Maybe it's not a review bomb. Maybe Rotten Tomatoes is just racist. But how about the user reviews on Rotten Tomatoes? Maybe the users aren't racist. So yeah, let's see all the audience reviews. Oh, right, it's not in theaters, so you can't pay Rotten Tomatoes money through Fandango in order to see this, so you can't review it. At least I think that's how it works. I don't know how you would review something like this on Rotten Tomatoes if you're not a critic. How can you prove that you paid for it? That is, how can you pay Rotten Tomatoes money to see this? You can't. But this is just another thing to show, like I've said in another video, Rotten Tomatoes is not a review site. Rotten Tomatoes is a shill site, they're just trying to sell you movie tickets. So yeah, we have no idea what users think, at least on this, but that's why I brought up IMDb. So, well, now we have no way of knowing whether Rotten Tomatoes is racist or not. Ah well. Alright, so if you made it this far, please consider liking and subscribing, and if you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch Dave Chappelle's new special, Sticks and Stones. It's on Netflix. In the meantime, don't engage in dirty review bombing like all these critics on Rotten Tomatoes. No, that's bad. Instead, be excellent to each other. Farewell and party on, dudes.